Hi, I'm Jonathan from Tyne Valley Motorhomes. I'm going to be showing you around this Malibu T500. So first we're going to do a quick walk around and just point out some of the main features. So if we go outside, this Handover chassis, it has a double floor. So you've got great storage. Again, you can also see you've got your ducting running through, also runs through the floor, just to give that extra warm feel, but also from a winterization point of view, it means that it'll be warmer in the winter months as well. Again, it gives a bit of an underfloor heating feel as well. We've got our fridge vents, top and bottom. Just here, again, inside we also have the winter vents, which clip on as covers. This is just our outlet for our Truma combi boiler. As I mentioned earlier, because it's on a double floor, you've also got good storage. So more storage here, and again you can see into the actual extremities of the motorhome as well. Our cassette toilet. So to remove the cassette toilet, simply lift the bar and that allows it to pull out. Again, on this particular model, it does have a handle which you can use for wheeling it around for taking the Alston point. Again, to retract the handle, press it, but make sure when you put it down, it does lock back in. It just means that when we put it back into place, it will lock into the correct place. We won't get any spillages, and again, it's nice and secure. To empty the cassette, simply remove the cap, and then again, as we tip it, press the little orange button. The orange button gets rid of all of the air so that it doesn't glug out. It comes out nice and smoothly, and again, we get no spillages. If you're using the chemical, please put the chemical into the cap, and again, fill it to the top line, pour it in, screw the cap back on, a little bit of water, give it a little shake, and then put it back in. If you are using the chemicals, as in terms of the sachets, then again, put a little bit of water in, and then from inside, when you go in, drop one of the sachets in, or alternatively, pull the cover back, use the little orange toggle, drop the sachet in, turn it, put it back into place, give it a little shake, and then when we put it back in, just make sure, and this is the most important part, that that little bar locates correctly. We've got our hookup point, just located here, and again, our main garage area as well. On both sides of the vehicle, you've got access through these large garage doors, which are extremely wide, which give great storage. Into the garage, you also have locating points running down each side as well, where if you get the bolts, you can put tie straps in. We've also added a 240 volt and USB socket just into the rear fascia over there as well, as requested. The awning winding handle is also located just at the top, nicely and neat, just so you can easily get to it. Just along here, we also have fresh water. The way in which we get into that is put the key in, unlock it, press and turn, put a hose pipe into here and fill up the water. Again, from inside, I will show you how to push it into lock. From inside, I will show you how to drain the waste and also the fresh water. Just here as well, we have our gas locker. Again, inside here, it will take 2 gas bottles. What we have the changeover valve, also with a duo C. So this is a crash sensor. You can see the little yellow toggle there is in. If for any reason you had an accident, that would pop out, and then also on here, that would shut off gas. So the idea is that gas won't come into the vehicle if you have an accident, because it's sealed here and here. If that's popped out for any reason, what we've got to do is press and hold the little yellow toggle in for 5 seconds, and then it'll stay in place. And then again, our changeover valve, at the minute you can see it's red because we've got no gas on it. You can change which bottle you want to use by spinning the changeover valve, and once it knows there's gas there, that will go to green. On the top there as well, that's your duo C, which is your gas monitoring system, which I'll show you inside the motorhome. Just along here as well, what we have is your lithium batteries, which are installed We also have your battery to battery Sterling charger. That is set to lithium batteries, so again, once the engine is started, that will kick in and that will ensure that the alternator puts, I think it's about 13 or 14 volts into it. Again, we also have a 240 volt socket there, and that's in case you want to use your own charger for charging the lithium batteries. We also have your thermometer. This monitors the how hot the batteries are getting, and again, if they were overheating, it would cut the battery to battery charger off. We also have an inline fuse. This is for your this will go to your engine battery, and again another one which is going to your leisure batteries as well. On the back of here, this is just your back box for where your 240 volt socket and also your USB sockets are fitted at the front. Looking inside as well, you've got great storage. Again, going back to this double floor, you've got all that storage as well. So let's move inside the vehicle and have a look. So first thing we're going to do when we step in the vehicle is probably turn on the electric. So this panel nicely hides all of your control panels. So we just lift that out into place. First thing we're going to do is turn it on. So it's this bottom left hand button which has got the power symbol. Just above that we have our water pump, and at the very top we have our lights. So turn that off, it turns all of our lights off. Again, all the lights are obviously on individual switches which we can turn on and off. You've got which I will run through with you in more detail, but you've got your ambient lighting, which is this switch here, which turns on your two front spotlights, and also the soft lighting, which you can see accentuates and give it a lovely feeling. Turn that off. You've got your main lighting, which turns on all of your main LED lighting, which is a little bit brighter. And again, just below that we have our electric step and awning light just there. Moving back to the control panel, we have a little music button. So when you press that, that turns your head unit on or puts power to it. So as you can see, that's now coming on. We don't want that on for the moment, so I'm just going to turn that back off, which again shuts the power. So that's a very clever little override. So what we used to have was, it used to be a 20-minute fail, so you'd turn the head unit on, it would go off after 20 minutes. Due to this, that runs, as soon as I press that button, that will run off your leisure batteries. Just to the right of that, we've got your Truma control panel. So the first one, which is flashing, that's the internal temperature. So if I press the button to go in, at the minute that's set for 30 degrees. That's set because they've got it set to electric. So what I'm going to do is just turn that to off. Press it. So when it's flashing, it means that it's selected. So again, now on our water temperature, that's currently off. Again, you can go toggle that between eco, hot, and boost. Boost means that even if you've got your heating on, boost will put everything to your hot water. So we're going to turn that back to off. And then again, this is the medium. So this is telling it how do you want to heat it, how do you want to heat the water, how do you want to heat the heating. So you can either go from electric, 2 bars of electric, 1 bar of electric, mix, which means we're going to use gas and electric. So that's 2 bars of electric, gas and 1 bar of electric, gas only. So at the moment, we'll leave it on electric. Again, enter to select. Turn it again, you've got your fan speed. So at the minute that's off, you can go to vent. Again, that's because I've got no heating on. So basically by putting on to vent, that's just going to circulate cold air basically, or turn the fans on. So if I have the heating on, that will give you again eco boost. So again, you'd probably put it on boost to start off. On mix is what I would tend to choose. Heat it up to temperature, then knock it back to electric if you're on site, and that'll just maintain its temperature for you. So looking at the GOC, this monitors how much gas you've got in the system. So if we flick the battery to battery 1, even gas bottle 1, you'll notice that's come with red because we have no gas. So this will monitor the levels of each gas bottle. And obviously when it's green, it means you've got gas, nothing to worry about, and red, no gas. So that's just a way of monitoring how much gas we have in the vehicle. To lock the habitation door from inside, just whilst we're at this position, press the latch in, and then to open, pull back, and then to open the door, pull it back. And then again, we also have the pleated blind to the front. This model also has swivel passenger and driver seats. And again, in terms of the table moves nice and easily. Again, it is a fixed table, however you can simply move the table by pulling it, and again it will also move in the sort of directions of left and right, up and down, just by friction. We also have fitted just above here our smoke detector, and we have also our CO, our carbon monoxide detector as well. Roof light. So in terms of the operation of the roof light, we have the handle. Again, just crank it open, and then again to lock it back down, turn the handle till you can feel it go taut, and then just push it into place, and that is locked nice and firmly. The front skylight again operates very similar to the windows. So you've got a little button, press the button in with your thumb, and then it allows the toggle to move. The side ones have slightly different ones, they don't have the little toggle on. Again, press and open, and then turn, and then again we can adjust the height using the knob, which will lock the roof light into place. To lock the roof light, just simply turn the levers, and again when you're moving the levers back to the lock position, you don't need to press the center cap in. And then again, what we also have on this, we have fly screen and also blind as well. Moving at the kitchen area, we have 3-burner hob. Again, it operates by pressing in. It's got automatic ignition. The gas is on, press in and turn. A little bit of gas left in from when we had the test bottle on doing our pre-delivery inspection. Again, all the rings function from gas. On here we've got our little chopping boards. By putting it into there, just gives a little bit of extra worktop space, or again in terms of storing, you can also put it into there, and that gives you a little bit of extra worktop space. Because the water pump is on, and again I'm just going to move this out of the way. Now when we open it, we get good pressure, in fact very good pressure. Just above all of our upper lockers are positive catch, so you can hear that click to open. You've got a little toggle, press the toggle down, that allows us to open the overhead locker. Just here you've also got your little switch, that is for your little spotlights. So again, I just need to turn those on or put power to them, and then again just over here you'll also notice a little switch, and again just need to turn power onto those, and that will mean that they're individually switched. So if I come back over and I flick the switches on, they now become live, and again they also become live. You've got a 240 volt socket located just up there. All of your drawers have soft close and positive locking. All of them are nice and deep. And all lock very positively. You also have your shut-off valves. These are all open at the moment, and again I wouldn't expect you to touch them. They'll be used by an engineer if for any reason there was a leak found during the service. Looking at the fridge freezer and also the tech tower. So above the fridge freezer, what we have is the oven grill. So to operate the oven, press in and turn to the left, or turn, should I say, anti-clockwise, and that will turn the oven on. To operate the grill, again, same operation, press in and turn clockwise, and that will turn the grill on. And again, I don't know if you noticed, but as you press, it also turns on your courtesy light as well. Just below here, you have your freezer and also your fridge. So to operate the fridge freezer, you've got your control panel, which is located just if you open up the fridge door itself. So you've got your main power button. So we'll turn that on. At the moment we have it on automatic. So it's automatic, it's automatically going to default to whichever source. If you've got 240 volt, it'll automatically default to 240 volt. If not, it'll go to gas, and then again 12 volt. By pressing the gas button, I have turned it out of automatic mode. So if we turn automatic back on, it'll go back. So each time if I press any of these other sources, so you've got your 240 volt, gas, and 12 volt. 12 volt will only operate, and I must stress, will only operate when the engine is started. If you try to select 12 volt, you'll get the fault light, and again, this light here will also flash. That means there's no 12 volt and or no source. So to turn the fridge up and down, so your temperature control, press a little thermometer. So the higher or the more bars, the colder the fridge will be. We also have a little button here. That button there will heat around here, and that stops condensation. So we'll turn that off. And again, as you can see, great storage. And just here, this is for your ventilation. So at the moment, when we shut this fridge door, locks positively, it doesn't leave a gap, it seals. When we're storing it for a long period of time, the problem that you're going to have is mold. So the way in order to stop that is you've got this little catch next to your light, so push in and then pull out. What that allows it to do is when it locks, it allows it to breathe. So you've got air to circulate. So that air will stop it from going, well, to use a Geordie term, manky. That'll stop it from going green and again any mildew or any smelling. So if we now move through from the kitchen, we'll step into the bedroom area and also into the shower area. So all I've done now is stepped into the bedroom area, and the actual door leading into the toilet area itself will come around. Obviously it doesn't latch, so if you want to keep it locked, then simply use the lock and that'll locate the door. That means now we have effectively a whole ensuite bedroom area. So the toilet itself, you've got your light switches here and here as we step in on the right hand side, and we have the toilet located just here. The controls to the toilet are located on the right hand side. So the center button is what we're going to use for our flush. And then just above here, you've got a little, what looks like a holding tank. When the red light illuminates here, that means that the holding tank or the cassette is full and it needs emptied. My honest opinion would be that you should empty the cassette every other day at least. Some people would empty it every day, but again, just to minimise the amount of smelling, I would certainly do that every other day. And then again, to use the cassette, I'll put the water in, and then again, go to the toilet, and then just here you've got this little flap. When you open the flap, so pull it towards you, that allows all of the water to drop into the cassette or chemicals. And then again, to shut the flap, press this forwards. That seals the cassette, and again, always travel with it in this particular position. It stops any smelling coming into the actual motorhome itself. The 240 volt socket located into the bathroom area. Unfortunately, we've had to remove that, so all the innards etc. have been removed because in the UK you shouldn't have a 240 volt socket in the washroom area. So there are a couple of little stickers that will be going onto there. Again, you've got this lovely vanity basin, which again, as you can see, very, very powerful. Hot and cold water. We also have good storage throughout, good lighting, throughout. Again, little hanger there for any dressing gowns or coats. You also have the soap bottle and also 2 courtesy glasses as well that come with Malibu. And again, they've tried to make use of all storage possible. As we move around, we step into the shower area. At the moment, I've got the board in at the base of the shower. To use the shower, please remove this board. Just place it to one side, and then again, you've got your roof light in there for ventilation. But again, once using the shower, this is a full separate shower. Operates in a very, very simple manner. This pulls around and then just simply clips into place. So you've got a great shower area located on there. This particular one just locates there, and that just keeps the shower from moving whilst in transit. As we move in the toilet area, in the bedroom area, we go up the steps. We have on each side, we have the courtesy wardrobe. In the wardrobe, what we have is we have your base sheet for the bed, and again we also have more extra curtains as well. We also have the Malibu bedding set, which is the Malibu throw, and also the extra pillows or cushions. On each side of the bed we have individual spotlights or reading lights. We have USB, and then on the opposite side again another reading light, and then in the little alcove in here we have a little USB and also 240 volt plug socket, ideal for charging any phones, or again if you're doing any work, want your laptop plugged in and charging. Throughout the Malibu, you've got various access lockers located in the floor. This is because it obviously has a double floor, and Malibu have tried to make use of every element of space. So what we have here, we have your frost protection located on the right hand side, just here. We have, this is your travel drain. So if you wish, you can also drain down the boiler, or should I say, leave 10 litres of so on there. No. In the Malibu motorhomes, with it having a double floor, you will see access lockers throughout the floor. These are an ideal storage area. So as you can see, you've got all of this extra space which you can utilise. Again, built in the floors, what we have our that is our freshwater protection valve. So that's an automatic dump valve. So if the temperature outside is deemed to be too cold, or sometimes if you're running cold water through the system, what can often happen is it will automatically dump your water. The way in which it dumps the water is through this valve here, straight down to the floor. If it does happen, you've got a little diamond on the top there. What you must do is press that little button in, so that'll pop out. Press that button in at the same time with 2 hands, so press one hand pressing in, the other rotating the diamond back into a neutral or 90-degree position. To the left of that, this is your travel drain, so if you flick that up, that will dump the water and only leave a small amount of water in the motorhome. And just here, this is also your dump valve for your waste. So that there is your waste dump valve. As you can see also, you've got your heating pipes running under the floor. What that will also do is to provide heat to the floor. So again, you get a better distribution of heat. Everything's positive locking within Malibu. So when we close this back down to lock, press down and press down. Again, as we move around the motorhome, you also see more storage area. If for any reason you need to get to your boiler itself, quite simply remove this false panel and your boiler is located just into there. The panel just simply slots back in. As we move towards the back, again on here, this is where your waste and also your fresh tanks are. You'll notice on the top of the fresh, so if you want to dump your fresh water, so if you're winterizing the motorhome or not using it for a while, that is how you dump the water out of your fresh tank. Again, the waste we've already gone through, so you know how to do that. That's just in the previous locker. Again, located just in this lower wardrobe, you also have your consumer unit. So that's your mains consumer unit. So that is where all of your trips are located for your mains electric. I'll now show you where on the motorhome your electric block is located. The electric block contains all of your 12-volt fuses, and that's the main brain and also 12-volt charging system. So the way in which you find that, it's located just under the passenger seat. So simply lift and flick, and then just there you can see all of your fuses, and that is all of your fuses for your 12-volt. That'll include your lights, your pumps, 12-volt fridge, etc, etc. Moving into the cab area, this is the 9G automatic gearbox. So the gear knob itself, currently located into park. Move over to the right hand side, pull down. First gear you're going to select is reverse. By selecting reverse, it also selects the reverse camera. This reverse camera that selects is for your intricate reversing. The one located just here is more of a rear view camera. As we then go, move it down again, selects neutral. You'll also notice that the radio goes back to, or the head unit should I say, goes back to its radio. And then again, selects neutral, move it down again, and you're into drive. So you also have the ability, if you wish, so in that position it's in drive, move to the left hand side. You can then use Triptronic, and that will allow you to go up and down the gears manually. And then again, take it all the way to the top, and that puts it back into park. Other controls that you have 12-volt, USB. We also have, just located here, this is your heater. This is for your side mirrors, lock, hazard warning lights. Again, this will turn off your traction control. This one is what you'd use for going down a hill. If you press that button, it'll limit the amount of it, it'll hold the gear for longer. In terms of heating controls, so we turn the outside of the bezel, so the far left hand side, it's cold. We turn it clockwise for heat. So as we turn to maximum, that's hot. Again, fan speed, 4 being the maximum, all the way down to 0. When you turn to 0, air conditioning light goes off, so flick that on to 1. You can see that's illuminated. To turn off your air conditioning, just press the button, that turns your air conditioning off. And then again, on here, you can select whether you want it window and feet, feet only, face and feet, and face only. Again, on the center dial, that's whether we take from recirculate or whether we take externally in terms of the air. To the steering wheel, we have our cruise control located here. When I turn that to on, you'll notice a little green light on the right hand side illuminates. If I turn that now to off, that disappeared. On the steering wheel itself, you have the ability to mute the radio, turn the volume up and down, so we'll mute that. If we have a phone connected, again, we can answer a call or hang up on a call. On here we have our side lights, so turn our side lights on, and we'll turn them back off. Indicators left, right, and then main beam, indicators, wipers, again, down for one wipe, and then different speed as we go up. On here, this is your automatic start, so stop start, fog lights, and again mode, so we can change the go into the different modes of display, so language, whether we want to auto lock, etc. And then just above here, this is for our alarm system, which we will also run through. At the front, using this little joystick, we can then adjust our mirrors, electric windows, and just on here we have our RMS blinds, and then again to the front, which goes same operation from both sides, and then just clips back in. Again on this side also just clips back in. Very, very easy to use. Located down here we also have our S5 trackers. So again, these fobs you require to carry with you. If for any reason you drive the vehicle without these fobs, you will receive a call from the tracking company. If you can imagine, there's a geofence around the motorhome. When you step into the motorhome with one of your fobs, turns the geofence off, allows you to drive it, and the tracking company won't be monitoring. If anyone tries to drive it without this particular fob, the geofence stays on, and the tracking company will automatically get back in touch with you. Well, I hope you've enjoyed your tour of your new motorhome. We look forward to welcoming you very, very soon. If you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us on 01207 272 777 or email sales@timevalleymotorhomes.co.uk.